What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. We're here, we're in the golf studio, and it's that time of year where we're getting into the holiday season, and Black Friday's already gone, but a lot of people are saying, hey, I have some last minute gift ideas that I need for a golfer, and I need it to not really break the bank. So I'm going to go through and give you my main things that I would say you should get, or would be a good investment for pretty much any golfer, but I'll talk about what I use them for and why we do that. All right, I'm going to start it off with the training aid that I found works on pretty much every part of the game. If you're working a short game, you're working on full swing, driver, fairway woods, this is going to be the aid that can help you the most in all of those scenarios. If you're somebody that hits it off the toe, hits it off the heel, and that's the strike wedge. I was shown this year by some people, and I saw their games improve, and this thing was awesome. So you get the case, and all we're looking at inside is we have a wedge, but the wedge has some attachments, and this is what makes it different than, let's say you want to do like a towel drill or something like that. We can actually get these attachments set up and put it on the side of the device, put it on the back. You can set it up different ways to correct different strike issues that we have in the golf game. The other thing I like about it is we can actually set this up, and I love this for hitting driver, because if I put this in front of the ball, you get this nice visual of what it looks like to have sort of this upward angle of attack after you hit the golf ball. So it really provides some good feedback on all different clubs. Short game, you put it behind, you can work on hitting low spinners, some more lofted shots. They do a great job of giving you some things to work on with the device. So overall, if you need something that's going to work for pretty much everybody, this is going to be the one, and it works on the most different scenarios. Now, if you're somebody that's looking for some different full swing, you're looking to go into full swing, but maybe have a little bit of flexibility as what you're doing in short game as well, then the next device I use, I always talk about Y Golf training aids. Basically, you can go to Y Golf and get pretty much anything there. But I'm a big fan of the alignment discs, and specifically I like the alignment disc junior. So you can see we have the plate that you would see, but you also have these shorter alignment rods that I like to use because, one, you have a little bit more versatility, I feel, where you can put them. I can put them in a bunch of different positions to work on different things, and they work a little better in a smaller spot. But also, they work in short game again. We can set these up for short game. I can make smaller strokes, not feel like I have to do such a massively big stroke. I think they work just a little bit better in that scenario. And for us, we are in a kind of a confined space on most days when we are teaching because of how our dome is set up. So these work really well when you don't have a ton of room and you need to get the alignment rod in a position that you're looking for. And because you have the base with these, they do work great indoors. You have the consistent lofts or the consistent degrees of lie angle. That's where you're going to see, hey, I can get this set up easily, get it in the right position. So for the majority of golfers, you're going to be able to set this up and not have to worry about, hey, do I have it exactly at the angle I want? You can get it set up to the angle you want really quickly. Now, one more full swing one that I haven't talked about on the channel yet, but I will be because I actually just got introduced to this, is this weight. Okay, so it's actually this green weight here. You can get it on Amazon. By the way, I'll link everything down below so you can look at and make sure you're looking exactly the same thing. But this weight, it's like a catch-all weight or something is what it was called, but it's the AccuFly Speedball. That's what they call it, okay? What I like about this thing is it's a weight, but I can attach it to a golf club. So if I find where the golf club's going to balance, so somewhere right around there, I throw this guy on here and you just lock it in. Now, what I can do is do some really good training of a swing around what we call the center of mass. So moving the center of mass in the golf swing is one of the most important things you have to do. And this gives us, not only makes it a little harder, so you have to work harder in training it, but you actually get to see some visual of how this thing is moving throughout the swing. So really, really cool thing. I would not recommend hitting balls with this. I don't think adding weight to the shaft is a great idea like this, but you can do that for making some ghost swings, making moves. That's something that recently I've done and had such great success. But again, I would not hit golf balls with this, especially at a full speed. I wouldn't do it even at a light speed, because the point of this is somebody that's training their swing. So if you're inside training, trying to get your swing better, but you don't have somewhere to hit, great option. Or what I do is I put it on, and again, it's so easy to take on and off that I'll put it on, then I'll hit some balls taking it off, and then I'll train my swing, just kind of flip-flop back and forth. But an absolute game changer for me in teaching people how to move the golf club through their swing. Really, really helpful. All right, so let's get into some putting aids, because a lot of you don't have setups like this. You're trying to work on your game at home. You need something that you're going to work inside, and you need it to work and be very easy. So I'm going to show you this device, which I've actually had a version of this device for a long time, but there is a new one that has just come out, and this is the putting alley. All right, so this is designed based on the idea that we need to get the golf ball started online. So what it is, it's about 2 feet or so, this little alley here, and you can see it right here. And what we're working on is getting the ball to roll down the alley into the cup. So this is something that we do all the time with our juniors, our really competitive players. They just have to do stuff like this, because we know one of the most important parts of putting is, can you aim it, and then can you start the ball on line? If you can do that, you're halfway there, maybe more, to being a good putter. But you need to be able to have some feedback. So you can see you have a rail here that you can roll the ball on. This is going to tell you that this is, if you can roll it down here, it says on here, hey, this is like making a 20-foot putt for a straight putt. You would be able to do that. That's how accurate this little rail is. Now, they have other versions. They have on the back side, they have a 10-foot version, and they actually give you you have an option to get an additional rail, which would actually be like hitting a 40-footer. So if you're tight on space, this is a great option. It also has leveling legs. That's the thing they added for the new version, so that you can get this level pretty much in any surface. So you can make sure, hey, I'm hitting a level putt, and that way the ball's not falling off the edge just because it's not level, not because of your stroke. The other thing that's really cool about this, and what I really like, is the thought in the design. It's actually really easy to load the ball. So you hit a putt, it'll come back, and then you can reload the ball by just rolling your putter, using your putter to roll the ball back into place. That's actually a really critical thing, because let's say you want to do 50 of these a day, which is a great idea. But I don't want to bend over and put the ball on back in there 50 times. You know, if you have back issues or anything like that, we want to just be able to put this and have an easy setup. So a really cool device that I would recommend checking out. And again, I will link that down below, but something I haven't shown on the channel. I've actually had one of these for a while, and we use it a lot, and I use it a lot, but here it is, something we do. And then another putting device, I've shown this on the channel before. This is going to be the putting thing. Very similar idea to a gate drill. It's a preset gate drill, essentially, where you have 2 tees. You'd see people put 2 tees for their putter, 2 tees for the ball. This is just presetting it for you, working really, really well inside. We do this every single day with our juniors as well. We are very big on getting players to start the ball online. Love that it has some varying degrees of difficulty, and also that you can move it and make it to longer and longer putts, and seeing if you can still start the ball in line. So we do this one all the time as well. This is something that is a requirement along with the putting alley for our players to do when they will go start their practice sessions as they are warming up. So Y Golf has great aids. I would highly check them out. I've shown you 2 of them, but they have a lot of good ones in there as well. And then, guys, last thing let's talk about is in the world of fitness. All right, so obviously an area that I can improve upon a lot. So I've taken a lot into this and working on trying to understand how I can make my body better, move better, which that does for my golf swing. So currently in the process of doing that, but 2 ways that we can kind of work on our fitness, especially if you can't hit golf balls, but in the winter, this is a great thing to do. First one, tried and true stack system, phenomenal, still phenomenal in speed training. The app is what makes this thing, because obviously you have the adjustable weights, but the app that guides you through a program that is customized for you, plus the putting, the stack putting is underrated as far as a practice tool. Getting out there and practicing with that app is absolutely huge. But getting in and getting some speed training, we just find when people do speed training, obviously it's helpful to hit the ball farther, but what I also find is, especially if you're a newer player, if you work on swinging fast, you actually start swinging it better because your body is going to not let you swing incorrectly for fear of getting hurt. So you start swinging it a little better because you're going to move how your body wants to move and is supposed to move, because we don't want to get injured. So it's not only just a great tool for people that have played a lot, but if you're a beginner, this is a great way to start getting into how the dynamics of the swing work and how things are going to move when we go to hit the golf ball. Now, one thing I will say is when you are doing speed training, it is really important to make sure the body is able to handle the speed training. So one thing I've added, because I've gotten my speed up with stack, but I also want to make sure I don't get injured, and also I need to move better. That's something that I just need to do in my golf swing. So what I started using over the past year was this Golf Forever swing training system. This thing is awesome. They have, it comes with some bands. It comes from different attachments that you can do with it, different weighted balls that you can do some swing training on it with it as well. It's going to be more of a fitness program. It does come with an app that you can get a program and go work through it. I will say the one biggest complaint I do have about this, though, is that you buy the device, but you do not get the app, or you don't get some version of the app all the time. You have to pay for the subscription to keep it going. Now, I'd be all right if that was a subscription for like some advanced stuff, but they just shut down the app on you if you don't have the subscription. Don't worry, if you do some searching online, you will find plenty of workouts for free to do with this. So that is something I would highly recommend. And this is honestly a great tool that we use in lessons. I use it all the time just to get people to start understanding how their body needs to move, to get into impact, get into a backswing, certain things like that. So it's also a great tool for that, and it will help you with your golf swing as well. But a couple of fitness items there. If you're not looking for swing training stuff, you're looking for improving your body, which again, for me, that's going to be it needs to be a massive priority. All right, so that is the big items there. I will link a couple more down below. Again, that's going to be more on the low end of what we're looking to spend. Some people say, what about launch monitors, things for like a simulator setup? We've talked about that extensively on the channel, but I will also link some of that down below because there are some good deals, and there's great deals on still my favorite launch monitors out there. So I will link all that below, and a couple other items that maybe I did not mention in the video. But again, these aren't the end-all be-all devices. These are just ones that I find myself using either in lessons or for my own game, and have seen some really, really good things happen because of it. And again, I think it's not going to break the bank if you're looking to get into it. So would love to hear your thoughts. Let people down in the comments below. What are you looking at? What are you thinking about getting? And if people have had those devices, make sure you let people know, hey, this has worked, great device, not so great. Would love to hear those thoughts down below. Everybody have a happy holiday. Hopefully you're getting some time with some family, getting some time to rest and relax. Maybe play a little golf either indoors or out. And as always, we will see you here back on the channel. Peace.